Dirtbag Kano. In this variation, I think this is probably Kano's best one that he has of the three. He loses a lot of combos potential in this variation, but I feel like that he can really shine if you just know how to play him right in certain situations. You know, he's obviously the way you gotta play him, he's in your face, the maniac. You gotta like constantly put pressure on the opponent because that's the only way you can really be effective with him. Now, just to kind of like go over some of his tools that he has in this variation, he has the acid, which is down back 4. He's got the Molotov, which is back 4. And he can throw them at different ranges too. As you can see, that's medium. This is close. This is far away. Really good for throwing out if you get the hard knockdown on the opponent with the acid. But what you have to do with Kano when you're playing this variation is when you're constantly putting pressure on him. Like you can throw the acid out like this, down back 4. What you want to do is you want to like get close to him, and you can get the acid off of down 1, down 3, 1-1, 2-2. Well, what? I think you have to be closer to him. I think you have to be a little closer, but you can get it off of that. You can get it off of 2-4. But that's how you want to play Kano. When you're near him, you want to try to put the acid on him as much as possible. In doing that, once your opponent starts getting like hip to what you're doing and everything like that, it'll open up the grabs for Kano to do as well. Then it becomes a 50-50. If you're gonna like down one them, throw the acid on them, your opponent's gonna block. That's gonna allow you to go for a grabs and stuff like that. But and also he has the Vegemite, which basically buffs his Kano ball. Using this is really good to counter zoning against heavy zoners. You know, it's pretty fast on startup. So what you can do is, when you're trying to put pressure on the opponent, if your opponent knows that you want to put the acid on them, what you can do is you can like bait them and going in for like down 1 Vegemite, or 1-1, or 1-1 Vegemite, 2-4 Vegemite, 2-2 Vegemite. Just to kind of like throw off the rhythm when if they want to like try to interrupt you, or you know, keep them guessing. And what you can do is with the Vegemite combos into Kano's 1-1, 2-2, and a 2-4. So it would be, whoops, that one, like that. Now, with the acid, you can also meter burn it. So, for instance, like you down 1 acid, you can leave a trail to make your opponent think they can like jump in on you, and if you can hit them with the acid, it'll automatically burn them, and it's unblockable. Also, if you down 1 and meter burn it, you can just throw it at them like that. But to me, I feel like that's kind of like a waste to do in the neutral. If in the corner you can do it, it'd probably be a lot better. But yeah, like some things you can do with Kano, like if you get the acid on him and you get him in the fire, do that. Go for the low scoop. You can go. constantly keeping pressure on the opponent. But to be honest with you, like this variation really shines when you get him in the corner. This is where Kano is literally at his best, and he's like a maniac for real. You can end rounds, let alone matches, extremely fast if you can get your opponent in the corner and start putting insane pressure on them. A lot of people don't know about this variation. I can already see from playing online, but I've ended rounds, let alone matches, extremely quickly. Just like getting them here and not letting them get out. Like, ideally, what you would want to do is, if your opponent is being really reserved and not wanting to take a risk on anything, you can do things like, if you like trying to put pressure on them, right? You're gonna use Kano's forward one a lot. That's what's gonna get Kano in as quick as possible. Put pressure on the opponent. Once you do that, once you're in, what you're gonna want to do is you can go for down one acid, take a step back, throw a Molotov. Now they're in trouble because then it becomes, what are they going to want to do next? Typically, when they get hit with the fire, most people want to jump to get out the fire, right? Okay, so what you can do is to make sure that you can get in and put pressure on them when they have the fire is you can meter burn it. And you can go down one acid, so you can put pressure on them. You can just constantly just keep hitting them with attacks, just looping it over and over again. That's what makes this variation extremely dangerous, is the constant pressure he can put on you, especially when you get into the corner. Now, there are some combos that Kano can do in this variation in the corner that you can get pretty much 40% damage easy without having to burn any meter. Like, for instance, a situation would be you go down one acid, you take a step back, little Molotov, jump in, kick 1, 1, 2, 2, acid. Well, that's 30%, but come back, jump 1, 1, 2, 2. Catch him. That's 388. But if you amplify the Kano ball like that, the same thing. %40 damage, and I didn't even spend no meter. That's how quickly Kano can like be extremely a big problem if he gets you in the corner. Other things you can do is if you get the acid on him, you throw the Molotov. And obviously, you know, you want to keep him there, and so what you would do is you would constantly keep looping 1-1 or 2-4 or 2-2 into the acid to keep burning them. Also, what you can do is, like, for instance, if you get the acid on them, throw the Molotov, 2-4 that, 2-4, the hard knockdown, down one to the acid again. Like, your opponent is going to start, if they're really good, especially at the high level, they're going to get hip to what you're trying to do, constantly trying to loop moves over and over again to make sure they can't get out the corner. So typically what I would do is I would go for the hard knockdown. That way it forces them to either just wake up, or if they want to do like an escape roll or a wake up attack, you know, it's going to be up to them. That way you have to wait and see what they're going to do. As they're trying to do that, they're still in the fire though. So that's one thing I really like to do when I'm playing Kano in this variation. To me, I know he loses a lot of his combos in this one, but I think that with the acid and the Molotovs combined, it really makes up for the damage that he can do in this variation for the combos that he doesn't have. But yeah, I mean, this is how you play Dirtbag Kano. Like, you know, to kind of recap, you know, you want to get him in the corner, obviously, because that's where he can really shine and do like the most damage to the opponent. Forward 1 is what you're going to use to close the gap as quick as possible. You can use forward 3, but that's like to go underneath projectiles, you know, that are high and everything like that. But it's unsafe though. That's the thing about it. If your opponent blocks this, it's unsafe. I'd rather use this because Kano is +1. So even if your opponent blocks this and they try to poke you, since you're +1, you can flawless block it. Or once they give up their turn, it's your turn again, and you're already you got them in the corner, and then you can implement the game plan of, okay, you just poked me, now I want acid, or you poked me, oh, I'll just grab you. So it becomes a mind game and everything. But yeah, that's how you play Dirtbag Kano. If you guys, you know, found this video helpful in any way, shape, or form, please leave a like, subscribe. This is actually the first tutorial that I've done for my channel, and I wanted to, you know, see how well it would go and everything. So I plan on doing some more in the future. But yeah, if you guys got any more requests of how to play certain characters, like I do play obviously Kano. I'll play all 3 variations of Kano. Excuse me. Aaron Black, 52 card pickup, Johnny Cage, Showstopper, and Outtake. If you guys want to see any of those tutorials, just let me know. Alright, peace.